Los Alamitos preview show. I'm Ed Burgart, the track announcer here at Los Alamitos, again joined by our handicapping expert, publisher of the Handicappers Racing Report and nightly analyst with the quarters on TVG, and the Mr. Baby talk here, the 2-year-old genius, Les Onaka. We've got 5 maiden races here for the 2-year-olds on Friday night, Les. I know you've got to really be geared up.
Yeah, and also you threw in, I think, 3 more for Saturday, but I'm excited about the card for Friday. Yeah, like you mentioned, 5 tour races, and really there's some, I think maybe some superstars in the making, maybe the first weekend this coming week.
Well, we certainly have some talented 2-year-olds going posted. We had a few that surfaced last week when we ran our first two 2-year-old races, but last week we also ran the finals of the La Primera Delano Derby and the El Primero Delano Derby, and the horse who really stood out to me, Les, was Just Good Reason. Dazzling win for the fillies in the La Primera Delano Derby, and it seems like sky's the limit.
It really is, because now this horse knows how to run the full race, starting to break sharply and finishing well. So Just Good Reason again. I just thought this horse ran probably her race of her young career the last Saturday.
Well, I don't always pay attention to times, but the 2 nights I think she ran a lot faster than the winner of the El Primero Delano Derby did, and take nothing away from Right Regal, who ran a great race as well. But Just Good Reason to me was the standout 3-year-old from last week. Our schedule this week at Los Alamitos, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night. First post here on Friday at 7 o'clock. And our first post on Saturdays and Sundays will be right after the final races from Santa Anita. Closing week at Santa Anita this weekend with the Santa Anita Derby on Saturday, the featured attraction. So plenty of simulcast thoroughbred action as well. But Les, the first 3 races here on Friday night in the early pick 4 are 2-year-old baby races. So let's get right to the first race. Talk about the first-time starters going postward, your selection.
Well, my selection is in the opener is the number 6 horse, Chaz Zeki, whatever we call it, the name of the horse. But that horse is the number 6 horse, and I really thought this horse has just loaded with talent in the first 2 workouts of the 6 horse. Never asked, and was getting stronger with each and every stride.
Right, I think the name's Shazak.
Shazak,
I'll talk to Jaime Gomez about that, but this horse is really well bred out of a mare that's produced a lot of good runners, including a horse that ran 3rd in the kindergarten futurity here a few years ago, so certainly bred to run early. Showed a lot of improvement in that second drill, but you and I are both using 2 horses in here in our pick 4, the 6 Shazak and the 8 horse Evil Genius. But I want to highlight on the videotape workout of Evil Genius's last drill, this coming back on March the 19th. Les, talk about how you were impressed as well as I was.
Well, outside in a 2-team workout, this horse is very quick in his stride, and this horse has never really asked for much there under light pressure. Did drift in maybe a lane or 2 minute away, but this horse was getting stronger late, and I thought Evil Genius just workout. I gave it a strong B+ work.
Right. Well, Evil Genius, I really like the way this horse leveled midway and galloped out. So just because of the outside post position draw, where the 2-year-olds sometimes have an advantage with a clean trip out of the gate, although they could drift out, I'm going to give the 8 the slight edge over the 6 here. I'm going to use both horses, though, in the early pick 4. I thought the other possibility in here, I like the way that the 4 horse Could Be King galloped out in the drills. And I always watch the gallop outs in the workouts, Les, because the workouts are at 220 yards, the race is at 300.
That's one of the things I also look at, is also the size of the horse, and you're right about the 5 horse Could Be King there. Also, this is a horse that I thought the last worker, despite veering inwards, won the drill by a good, maybe a good hit at the end.
Right, and Jose Flores does very well with his 2-year-olds, and kind of broke his out of his slump last week when Right Regal won the El Primero Delano Derby. So I'm looking for Jose Flores to start popping up with quite a few winners here, especially in the 2-year-old races. Well, let's go on to race number 2, also for maiden 2-year-olds. This time we're going to concentrate on the videotape of the 1 horse Valentine's Kiss. My top selection, but I used the 6 horse Lupita as well, and I think you used the same 2 horses. But talk about Valentine's Kiss, who was in the middle of a 3-team set.
Yeah, you're right about that, middle of a team jump. This is a horse that broke very sharply, and in fact, quick in his stride, held about a 2-length advantage, asked just once. Big time response to this horse. Valentine's Kiss wins by about 3 lengths. They're a very strong B+ work, in my opinion.
Okay, so Les thought a B+ work on his grading scale for Valentine's Kiss, but I think you went with Lupita as your top selection. So obviously you were impressed with that horse's work as well.
Yeah, I just thought this is a horse that, I mean, I can't really separate B+ works. With the 6 horse, gets a better post. That's the reason why the 6 is my top pick in this race here. Lupita was quick in his stride, and it was running very strongly under very light pressure. Lupita and the 1 horse, I really feel it's hard to separate with the 6 because of the post draw.
Okay, well, I'm using both of the horses. I think you're right about the post position draw. Normally we favor horses drawn towards the outside, and definitely the 6 gets the better draw. The interesting possibility in here, and I did not have enough money to use it in my pick 4 ticket on my smaller play, is the 3 horse Running Through the Roses. Monte Rosa, a very good horseman coming in from Utah, had all of his 2-year-olds train at the Jerome County Fair in Idaho to prepare him for the debut. This is a $31,000 heritage purchase last year in the yearling sale, and out of a pretty good mare. So this horse, he must have respect a little bit.
I think Monty's got, I think, 3 on Friday. I think he's got at least 1 or 2 on Saturday. So keep an eye on Monty because he's got some live horses coming from Utah, Idaho.
Right, and he's also got a horse that they paid $57,000 at the Los Alamitos Equine Sale last year, running here on Saturday night. And Les will talk about that on the Los Alamitos, on the quarters on Saturday night as well. Let's go on to race number 3, which will start our pick 6, a carryover just under $5,000. Tough pick 6 here on Friday night with a lot of 2-year-old races and some wide open races for the older horses as well. But race number 3, we're going to look at the workout right now. We have to, and the one horse, Just a Chick Magnet, is going to probably take a lot of money because the horse that Just a Chick Magnet outworked AJ's Anna smoked him here last week.
Yeah, and also, a Chick Magnet is a horse that, or Just a Chick Magnet broke very sharply, had the advantage throughout. And this is a horse that would just push along, and he really responded very nice to beat that horse, AJ's Anna Smoke, there by a good half length in that workout.
Right, and this horse had plenty left in the tank in both drills, going to be very tough, and had the inside in the workout, so that's not that big a concern for me. I did pick the one on top, but the horse I fear the most is the 8 horse, That Rico. Really liked the way this horse galloped out last time out. Broke alertly, was asked twice midway, and is that your top selection?
It is my top selection because where he is drawn. I like how this horse is, in my opinion, a bigger finisher. That's the reason why this horse is the outside post, because I like him a lot there. And this is a horse, although being asked for run in the last workout, this horse responded is big time to win. Well, actually, it was even up in the workout.
Right. Well, the way the horse finished and showed a lot of improvement from the second drill, you got to think this horse will run big time for trainer Paul Jones. I thought the 4 horse Keeper, good possibility. Jose Flores for owner Ed Allred here. Like the way this horse finished under a handride after scrambling in the hindquarters away from the gate. So those are the 3 I like.
And also, you got to take a look at the others because this is a very, very tough third race. You see the Colts Galleries in this race.
Still trying. Did you use that horse
I
at all?
use that. Yeah, this is a horse I like because, first of all, this horse won both of his workouts there despite veering in the last workout. This horse has never really asked for run late, but responded very nicely in light pressure. And this horse did win the workout. In fact, won both workouts. That's key in my opinion.
Okay, so Les is using Still Trying. I think you're going 1, 7, and 8.
Yes.
And I'm going to use the 1, 4, and 8 in here. And somebody asked me a question on Catella Deli. Is this horse a Calbred or a rye bred? That's just my joke.
You're right. Okay, that's a good one there.
That came in from Mark Ratsky. So
Probably rye bred.
Right. Well, rye bred we get at the Catella Deli.
Yes.
So we might want to just use that horse as a hunch play in here in race number 3. Well, the 4th race is the concluding leg of our early pick 4 here for Friday night. Quarter horse is going 300 yards. I use the outside 3 horses, 6, 7, and 8. I think you use the 5, 7, and 8.
Yeah, I used the 7, first price look there, of course, coming in from that Idaho Monty's barn there. I used nice workouts, but the horse I'm really going to watch is probably a long shot in this race. The 5 horse, Jazzy Sugar Spoon there, coming off of much improved performance. I like the rider switch to the rider Jesus Ayala, and that might be the best try to use a new rider on a horse that is still learning the game.
Well, that's my 4th selection.
Okay.
If I had enough money, I would use that horse as well. You're right, going from an inexperienced rider to one of our top jockeys figures to move that horse way up. The 6 still on top. Pretty much what you see is what you get, which might be good enough in this particular field. The horse you like, First Prize Luke, 5th 2 outs ago against a horse called Papa's in the House, which is one of the best 2-year-olds back in the Intermountain region. And all fired up, finally gets that outside post I've been waiting for. Not that quick early. This horse can really finish.
And also, I think All Fired Up is going to run better because, first of all, I think maybe he's a better 300 performer. Go back 2, go back 3, go back 4. All Fired Up there has a very solid reading at this distance.
Okay, well, that's a look at our early pick 4 sequence here for Friday night. Les and I'll be back with the handicapping of races 5 through 8 after our first commercial break.